I've got a picture of me crying while he's shouting at me, trying to teach me how to do simple division.
Just why it's the weirdest thing to me to have a fucking urn with a burnt body in it. What's going on about bum trees?
You turn me into a bum tree.
You're going to turn me into a bum tree? My ass going to stick out the ground. I'm going to be a bum tree. About that long. Yeah, it's about that long.
What?
And then I said to him, if you don't get that thing out my ass, I'm going to shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Hello, welcome to episode, are we 7?
I think so.
Yep, episode 7 of the podcast. My favourite number, actually. Just a little interesting fact for you there. Hey, why is it my favourite number?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that in a minute. Actually,
okay.
That's a great question to start off, Leanne. Thank you. This is my lovely co-host, by the way, and beautiful fiance, Leannimal Cub.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to episode 7. We've done this for 7 weeks now, but before we do start the podcast, we do have another sponsor. These sponsors keep rolling in, and it is utterly fantastic that they do. And today's sponsor is Tiny Cub's Celebrity Bonds Club. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tiny Cubs.
It's actually from Tiny Cub Industries, which is the company that I'm the CEO of.
I see.
So I'm going to sponsor this podcast.
Fantastic.
Just for today.
So it's Tiny Cub's Celebrity Bonds Club. For a luxurious high-end home saloon experience, choose Tiny Cub's Hair Follicle Club. Sign up to their mailing list and receive a special brand of shampoos, conditioners, hair oils and treatments delivered directly to your door. This year, you've already missed out on the Big Ed range. Made with free-range eggs, mayonnaise, and delusion. Side effects can include shortening of the neck. Wow.
It's a little bit dangerous.
Okay. Should we really be endorsing?
It does give a fabulous shine. So if you'd like a short neck, fabulous shine, and loads of delusion, then I would recommend that one.
Okay, right. Well, the next one is the 2020 Trump range. Hair that looks like blonde smoke and looks like it's held on your head with wishes. Made with wishes.
To give it the authentic Trump experience.
Fantastic. Made with the highest quality disinfectant, real light rays, and healthy dose of lies. Fantastic. I think already my favourite is the Trump range because I like the idea of it being held on with wishes, and I fully endorse that one. Mm-hmm. And the third one is the Elon Musk range. Shoot your hair condition into space with an exciting mix of battery acid and engine oil with an essence of dank kush.
That one does smell really like...
That's relevant
lightweight. Right
now, that is actually. That's a great topic to bring up, actually. The Conor Mcgregor range, straight up Irish whiskey and fisk. Simple. I love it. And
we put a fist in every bottle.
Okay, and a fist, an actual fist.
Yeah, as you open the bottle, it punches you in the face.
Pow.
Yeah, pow and kisser.
The Conor McGregor range, we're already on that one. Crystalia range, made from the tears of real cooks. That's fantastic. Get the celebrity experience on your bonds. Use code Crocodile Cheese at the checkout for £4.20 off. That's Crocodile Cheese at the checkout for £4.20 off. Well, what a sponsor. I think that might be my favourite sponsor so far. Really? I think so.
Okay, interesting. I really enjoyed getting my discount on the Animal Crossing After Dark expansion pack.
To be fair, that was a great sponsor, to be fair. Have you played any more Animal Crossing After Dark?
I have, yes. I've created some absolute filth. I sent it into Pornhub, but they said it was too explicit.
Fantastic. Too explicit for Pornhub? That definitely is explicit. Before we crack on as well, I want to thank anybody. We just hit over 100 downloads on all podcast apps across all episodes. And thank you. For 6 episodes, I think that's really good. Obviously, this is not coming out yet. But for 6 episodes, I think that's really good. I know it's not like a great milestone for already established podcasts out there. I think 100. They might look down on the net. They're like, what the fuck?
I think they probably would.
I remember Chris D'Elia with his podcast is like, I will not continue to do this if you guys do not keep listening. And that is also my case. If you guys... No, I'm joking. 100 downloads is amazing. It's really good for this time. I think it is anyway, for how many episodes we've done. And that's not including YouTube as well. So on our YouTube videos, we've got averaging around 30 to 50 per. One's got 100. The first episode got 100 views now. So across all platforms, that's quite a fair bit of views. So I appreciate anybody who's listening. Thank you very much. And I'm at 950 subs on YouTube now. I'm kind of proud of that. As soon as I hit 1,000, I can start monetizing my videos and maybe make a career out of it. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for anybody who's tuned in. That's who hasn't, by the way, tuned in on the video podcast. It's VRNY Voorny. But anyway.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you very much for doing that. You asked me.
Let us know which one's been your favourite sponsor so far. Yeah,
let us know in the comment section down below. Or, Or
if you've got any ideas for future sponsors.
Oh, that was a good idea, actually, that you could write about. Why is my favourite number the number 7? It was always number 7 since when I was a kid. David Beckham was number 7. He was my favourite footballer at the time. When I used to be into football.
Okay.
And it's always been my favourite number. I think number 7 is a lot of people's favourite number. But that's pretty much the only reason.
What do you mean by favourite number? Do you think it's like a lucky number?
I don't know. That's always been in my head ever since I was a kid. 7.
Because of David Beckham.
And every time this sounds stupid, every time I get on number 7 a lot whenever I put petrol in. I think about that from time to time.
Okay.
I think, at number 7 again, just keeps cropping up in my life, And I think I naturally gravitate towards the number 7.
Interesting.
What about you? Do you have a favourite number?
I can't say I do.
Kicking off this podcast with a bang, baby. What's your favourite number? Hard hitting questions.
Yeah, thanks.
You don't have a favourite number. Everybody has a favourite number.
Do they?
We've been together.
I've never followed sports.
5-6 years.
So I can't say like, that person was my favourite athlete and that was their number. So I can't say that. I've just never thought about it. I've never thought about it. But then again, I'm shit at maths. Always have been, always will be. It makes me cry. And probably why I don't have a favourite number.
I've got a funny story about you and maths. Like, your dad had this disillusion that you was good at maths.
I know.
And
he can't have had, though. Well, I've got a picture of me crying while he's shouting at me, trying to teach me how to do simple division.
I feel as if, and if you listen to this, Nick, which you probably won't be.
You won't be.
He won't be. You don't want him to.
He doesn't know about this.
Have you not mentioned it to him?
No.
No. He will find it
He
eventually.
knows I'm cheeky, but he doesn't know I'm...
Yeah, your dad has this very...
like this.
Yeah, your dad has this very nice view of you, I think.
Well, he does know I'm cheeky, and I do take the piss out of it, and we do have a good laugh, but I don't think he'd like some of the stuff I talk about.
No. I think he'd just be like, oh, Leanne.
I think he'd just forget about it, if I'm honest. If he didn't like stuff, he just completely ignores that it's ever happened.
Yeah.
Just changes the subject, thinks about something he does want to listen to. He's a 100% ones and zeros person.
Well, if you listen to this, Nick, there you go. That's what she really thinks of you, mate.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, Daddy.
You're an absolute hero.
He is. He's a very, very nice man. Both
He's a very intelligent man.
A very intelligent man as well.
Member of Mensa.
He is.
I'm very proud of him. He was a pilot in there.
So what happened to you then? To be fair, your sister as well is quite good with numbers.
My sister's my half sister. She's got a different dad.
Yeah, well, she's good with numbers.
Yeah, she's really good with numbers.
Thing is, you're really good at writing, though. I say this all the time. Spoiler alert: the sponsors are not really sponsored. You haven't figured that out, by the way, yet. They are actually written by Leanne before the show, and I don't get to see them. No, and they make me laugh.
They're an extension of Tiny Cub Industries, which I am the CEO of.
Yeah, it's a very cute industry.
Tiny Cub Industries.
I want to go back to just your dad for a second, because I have a funny story that when one of the first times I was just getting to know Leanne and stuff like that. I think it was like a year into our relationship. It must have been. I don't know. I went around your dad's house and. It got mentioned like, oh, well, I used to teach, Leanne homeschooling, maths, and it seemed like he had the assumption that you was good at maths, and I started laughing. I was like, Leanne doesn't know maths; she's worse than me, because we got in an argument about, you need to read maps because I rely too much on Google Maps. That's how it all started.
But that is when I am I always know where I am and I can read a map.
Your sense of direction is very good. Mine is terrible.
Yeah, but anyway, carry on.
And I was like, you don't need to read a map. That's stupid because we got technology. We've got this phone. He goes, yeah, but what if you're out in the wilderness, you don't have a phone? And I was like, then I'm fucked, Nick.
Yeah.
Then I'm literally fucked. But I'll always have my phone, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just rely on that. And to a point, I agree with him.
Yeah.
But also, we got technology. It's like I think that was it as well. It started to move on to like calculators. It's like, oh, can't you do like I started counting on my fingers because I'm terrible at maths, absolutely terrible. He's like, can't you do times table? And I was like, no. I said, why would I when I've got a phone? He's like, you're not always going to have a phone though. And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't matter because we're always going to have phones and technology. Because yeah, maybe. I was like, and we got into this debate, and then he said like, oh. I taught Leanne how to, do maths, and I was like, and she's terrible at it. Yeah. And he's like, what? No, she isn't. And I laughed. I went, go on. And I saw your face just go, please, Dave, don't. And I'm like, go on, ask her. I don't know, a 4 times table.
Well, I want him to be proud of me. I don't want my dad to think I'm a fucking moron.
What? Just because you don't know maths?
Yeah, I mean, I know some people are good at something, but my dad's good at everything.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
You
say he sounds... I'm sorry, Nick. You say he sounds like Freddie Mercury when he sings.
He does.
I don't believe that for a second.
He does. You've never heard him sing. He does.
He can't sound like Freddie.
He sounds exactly like him.
No, he does. Stop saying exactly like him.
My dad's one of those really annoying people who can just do anything.
Oh, he can't just do anything.
He's gifted at maths. He's gifted with language. If you give him a logic puzzle, he'll solve it within like a minute or less. He's clever.
He is clever and he's a very logical person, but I wouldn't say he can do everything. Or learn guitar.
He probably could.
To be fair.
He wanted to learn photography and took himself on a bunch of courses, learnt it, took absolutely stunning pictures, got all the equipment, a whole like studio set up in his house, and then just decided to move on to the next thing.
And
that's what he does. Next thing.
I can relate to that so much.
He was going to set up his own photography studio, but
to be fair,
didn't want to deal with people.
I think you are right. I think a lot of people are going to... Do you think... And I think this is the case, actually. Do you think there are people out there that can't learn? Like, if they want to learn a new skill or a new task, they can't?
100%, because I can't do maths. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, but maybe you've not tried hard enough.
I can't read the numbers.
Is it the case...
I can barely read a clock.
Is it the... Yeah, that's true,
and
actually.
I can't believe I just said that and I was going to go on the internet. But, like a normal clock, I really struggle to read it.
I mean, I bet there's a few people out there that struggle to read a clock still.
Well, I think it's part of this thing called dyscalculia. Because like a phone number, I can't read it if it's just like there. If it's just in front of me, I have to split it up into little chunks to make sure that I've got it. And even then, sometimes I'll put in the same number and over and again because I can't see the like in between them.
I remember...
It's weird.
I remember patterns of numbers. I don't remember the number itself. On a keypad...
Yeah.
I know... Not the number, but how to press the buttons in, if you remember, like where they go.
Yeah.
Like left, right, down, up kind of thing, rather than the actual number. I can't remember numbers or words, but remembering sequences and movements.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I can do maths if somebody puts the equation into words. So like,
I find it hard to read.
HR, sometimes like doing holiday calculations is really fucking difficult. And it's difficult for people who like maths anyway, but the only reason I've been able to learn it is because people put it in like the equations into words for me.
Mm.
So like 100,000 times by, and like written it as words. And then I know it. But.
See, I can't read words. I have to get physically shown how to do something. That's why YouTube tutorials are my life. Like I like someone talking to me and physically showing me instead of writing it down on a piece of paper. At work, I had to learn that way of working at work for a lot. I had to literally get people, I'd be like, physically show me.
Yeah.
Else this isn't going to go in. Because they go, oh, I'll just write down. I go, don't write it down, show me. And then I only have to see it once or twice before it goes in and I remember. Like the physical aspects and the movements on screen or whatever I need to do.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, patterns and logic. You can do a Rubik's Cube because you taught yourself.
Yeah. But the thing is, you said you can't like do stuff. Is it because you can't or you get bored of that?
I can't do maths. I don't get it.
You say you don't like learning new things because it's hard and then you kind of give up when it gets hard.
So my whole life, I've I start something and I'm not being big-headed, but I learn it quickly and I learn it really well. Everything except maths. So like when I started learning piano, I picked it up really quickly and I was playing things really easily. But every single thing I start, I just stop. And I really don't know why, but it's been just like a pattern in my life. I just
maybe your brain just doesn't work that way. Like whereas my brain
guitar.
is like
started guitar, learned all the chords within a week. Started playing Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing within 2, and then just stopped.
I
no idea why.
I like that hard bit though. I like the when it gets hard. I refuse to kind of accept that I can't learn it. Yeah. I'm like, this isn't, and I kind of get satisfaction out of it being hard. I like something being hard. Like I've always gravitated to like when the hardest characters in, even though I can't play them. There's a game called League of Legends, and my mates laugh at me because they're like, "You literally couldn't have picked a harder player to start on." And I don't think I just went towards it because he looked cool. But it's the harder aspects which I kind of really like challenging myself on. And I refuse to say like, you know, I can't do it. Like I remember this thing our mate Chain said. I was like saying, "Oh God, I'd love to learn. I'd love to be able to play piano like that guy." Because we watched a YouTube video of a guy playing piano and he's mental at it. And I said, "I'd love to play piano like that. That'd be awesome." And Shane was like, "I hate when people say that." I was like, "What are you on about?" He goes, "I'd love to be able to." He said, "Learn, do it." He said, "There's no, like, everybody can do it pretty much." And I was like...
Some people can't. Some people can't hear music.
What do you mean?
Like, they physically cannot hear music. Some people are tone deaf. Well, yeah. But my uncle was deaf and he could still play piano, so that's not what I mean. But like, some people have a condition where they can't hear music. Some people... They're
tone deaf.
Some people are tone deaf. Some people just aren't fucking interested. But then again, I suppose if you weren't interested, why would you say, "I wish I could play piano"? People
who are tone deaf scare me.
It is unusual.
It's, to me, I'm not bragging or anything, but to me, I know how to hold a note. I can't sing. And I also know how to listen to a song and kind of be like, oh, and I know what chords sound nice together. It's something I've always been able to do. I'm fucking bragging here. I'm just like, yo, it's something I've always been able to do. Because I'm good.
I'm so good at
things. Look at me. But this is what, I know it's cringy to say, but this is like the creative mind, isn't it? Like I've always, and I had this conversation with you in the kitchen. I was like, I hate saying, "Oh, I'm a creative person," because it sounds really poncy.
Yeah, it does sound
But you
dickish.
was like, but you just are.
Yeah.
It just is the way you are. And it's just like, but it is because I can't do any monotonous tasks, like really boring. And throughout my life, whenever, like from a really young age, I've always gravitated towards creative stuff. And I have no idea why. Just like some people gravitate towards maths. I mean, maths is creative, I guess. But because some people gravitate towards, like, I don't know, a career in... What's a really odd career that people like?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
How do you mean by odd?
Well, it's not really creative. It's just... I don't know. There's some people that just gravitate towards non-creative things. Name a non-creative job.
Lawyer?
Yeah. I mean...
Well, it depends which type of law.
I was going to say, you can argue everything's creative in some aspect.
Yeah.
But I've just always, been interested in music, making stuff. Accounting
is very, like, you do your thing with your numbers and that's that. There's not really much deviation. Accounting would be my nightmare job.
I don't know what mine... Well, yeah, that's a good question,
One, because all the books would be wrong, so I wouldn't want what the fuck I'm doing.
What's your nightmare job?
Accounting.
Is it actually accounting? There's no
Our accounts department at work, God love them. I don't know how they do it every day. Just looking at spreadsheets and looking at numbers. And, oh my God, it looks awful.
Mate, like you said, maybe some people gravitate towards that.
Systems, procedures, everything the same every single fucking time. I can't do it.
Yeah, when I've got my head in a spreadsheet at work, an Excel spreadsheet, it really... After about an hour, I'm done.
Makes
I'm bummed out. I mean, to be fair, I liked the aspect of figuring out Excel. Excel. And I, as a kid... Be careful about knocking that. But as a kid, I hated Excel in IT. I hate everything about it. It's actually a really powerful tool.
Yeah.
And when you learn about how like formulas work, things like that. But then again, once I've learned it, I kind of move on to the next thing. I get bored.
So that's the thing, though. Like that job, don't like the sound of it. It sounds awful, just routine numbers, same thing over and over again. But I love organising stuff.
Yeah, but physically organising.
You
change the house every flipping 2 months. You're like, right, it's time to move things. Then you shift things around.
Yeah, I don't really know why I do that. That's not organisation.
That's like nesting.
Your room drives me insane.
This is my room is a equivalent. It's just, inside my mind.
Like most guys would love to have this room. Like he's got the living room for his area. Like the whole living room is just Dave's, but he just has not made the most of it at all, and it drives me mad. It's not the
messiest room though. It could be messier.
It could be.
It could be a lot tidier. I agree.
Yeah, I'd love to organise all your stuff.
But sometimes I work better in chaos.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody's different.
Yeah, to be honest, like I'd like to spend some time.
I wouldn't like it super organised. I wouldn't like it to live with someone who like had to have everything away in a certain drawer, or if I put something like a tiny bit out of place, they shouted at me, or if I put the saucepan in the wrong cupboard, like that. Nah.
I lived with that.
Yeah, I know you did.
I lived with that for a fucking year.
House on fire relationship.
Jesus, yeah. That's a story for another time.
Why not today?
Why not today? I don't know. Could do. I lived with someone like that, yeah, for a year. Not mention no names. You got with this girl, and she was OCD. She could not. And it was madness. Like you don't realise someone's crazy until you move in with them.
Yeah.
That's why I was a bit touched because that was the relationship before you, and the serious relationship before you, that lasted for quite a while, and I moved in with this girl very quick, and then I slowly learned, like not slowly. I think it's the first day. First day I moved in, everything was like a whirlwind, and she kind of orchestrated everything.
Yeah, you just all of a sudden found yourself there.
I did. It was kind of like I blinked.
How the fuck did this happen?
A little piece of advice for anybody out there. What is the saying? Don't fucking eat where you shit.
What was don't shit where you eat?
Don't shit where you eat. Which is basically don't get with someone who you work with. Which I can attest to. Maybe it works in some aspects. But no. This girl lined me up like a... Now I look back at it, I can't believe I was so... Ooh. I mean, fair enough, she was pretty, bless her, and, you know.
Yeah.
And we got on.
But she was full on crazy.
Full on crazy. Yeah, like, disclaimer, like, I don't like saying people are crazy. But
no, everybody says it as a cop-out.
Yeah, it does. It's like a cop-out.
He was crazy. She was crazy.
I mean, we all have issues, and I think she had a lot of demons.
Just don't think you were the right guy for her.
No. I was really laid back, and she was kind of intense. And
that story that you told me about when you realised you were in a terrible relationship when you were putting the laundry out, and she got really mad at you and like took it all down, started to do it again. That was the proper way. The proper way.
Yeah, that was like months and months in, and I'd just given up at that point. I was like a beaten. I'm not saying like poor me, but I was like mentally beaten. Like everything was an argument. I remember the first thing I'd wake up.
Okay, I will do exactly what you say just for an easy life.
Yeah. And a lot of people are in those relationships still.
Yeah.
And I remember planning my escape for about 2 months.
If you are in one of those relationships, let us know and we will support you out of it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, when you're in, like, even my best friend Tom was like, he could see it was affecting me. And everyone around me, all my friends was like, but you have to realise it yourself. Mm-hmm. They can only... And even then, they say their opinions to a point, but they can only do so much, and they don't want to be arsey friends, and I totally understand that. They don't want to like judge your life. And Tom, one of my best friends, he was literally like, yeah. After it all, he was like, "Oh, dude, I could see you was in an absolute mess in that relationship. You needed to get out, but you don't realize when you're in it."
Yeah.
I've realised eventually, thank God, after about 9 to 10 months, I was like, right, I need to plan my escape. And I planned for... It's like, I could have just left, but I didn't. I was like, I need to plan this. I need to, like, leave strategically.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was very OCD, and she needed everything.
Didn't she make you a rota and there was scheduled creative time in it?
Okay, at the time, I thought that was quite cute because I couldn't organise.
It's not how creativity works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is a very good point. And at the time, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. She's made me a schedule and a rotor I can do my things on. Like, but yeah, now looking back, that was kind of crazy.
It's just a control freak.
But the thing is,
do.
whenever I try to do my creative stuff, like
so, just not how creativity works. All of a sudden, you get a flash, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I've got to write that down, or I've got to make that, or I've got to draw that, I've got to do this." It just comes in. It's not like my creative time is scheduled for 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon.
I don't know. I think if you're creating content and stuff like that, you kind of have to schedule something in.
But you know what it's like if you get a flash of idea.
The best ideas come from those times, where they just pop into your head.
You bang it out.
And you bang it out really quickly. Always like the good ideas that you bang out really quickly seem to be the best ones at work. Yeah. They just come with ease.
You write while you're drunk, you edit while you're sober.
Well, yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea, actually. I don't know. I couldn't write shit when I was drunk.
Oh, it's hilarious when you read it back the following morning.
I remember making music when I was drunk, and actually, I'm getting shit-faced, and I make music, and then I'll come back the next morning, I'll be like, that's not bad, actually. And I remember thinking, I don't remember what I was thinking, but then other artists use several drugs, don't they, to, get creative on, which is crazy to me. But, yeah. But yeah, that was a brief insight to my weird relationship I had for a flash in the pan.
I know.
For about a year. And
the one I had before you was just like it.
That's kind of how we bonded.
No, I didn't mean that. I meant he oh shit.
I mean, I can edit that out.
Why can't I think of a single name that exists in the world right now?
I just don't say a name. I just say this relationship.
I'm going to say his name was
That's not a name, but okay.
Yeah. And
I'll edit that out.
It was in a major city within the UK.
Fucking hell. Hilarious.
I didn't realise until I moved to the major city that I'd made a horrible mistake. And it was just dreadful. It was a dreadful relationship.
But you do get in that. Like, I think,
and I had no idea why I'd moved there. It's like you said, I just found myself in this position where
you're there.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, how did this happen? I did meet some really nice people when I was down there, but
yeah.
Weird times.
But like, I think you have to go through those times. Like, I say have to. You don't. You can scooch through your life like easily. And I know people think they'll listen to this and go, "Fucking hell, breakups. Is that the worst time you've ever had?" And that you're right. To be fair, you're right. But mentally, it was a very weird and hard time, and I can only talk from my perspective. But I honestly think you have to go through these hard times to get out the other side, and it makes you eventually a better person, depending on what path you take. Some people go the other way, don't they, and become resentful and evil, and some people. Some people
get bitter.
They're bitter. They kind of don't take it as a lesson. They kind of just think, right, fuck all women, fuck all men that now are in my life, and they go around and they then exacerbate that problem furthermore, giving more credibility to their argument in a weird way.
Yeah, just get really toxic with it.
And then no relationship is ever good enough, and they won't ever get into another one because they don't think about, maybe that was just a bad time and I can learn on that. Yeah. Rather than push forward. But I've always tried to, but to be fair, in fairness to me, I had good friends around me as well. I think that's another important thing. Having good friends around you that don't bullshit you. Me and my friend was talking about this the other day. Like, we was discussing this person that we know going a bit weird and mental. I won't get into too much detail about that. And this person obviously isn't. This person isn't around. Friends at the moment, I think, like core friends that can really keep them grounded. Yeah. So, and me and my friend was saying how important it is to have friends like that to keep you grounded. Yeah.
Someone's got to tell you when you're being a twat.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've had friends that have pulled me up on that before. And I think it does keep you grounded. I mean, we rip the piss out of each other. Like, in a nice, jovial, joking way. But, like, I think there's been times where we definitely discussed, like, that was a bad thing to do, or this is what I think about it. And they keep you grounded. Yeah. I think that's a very, very, very important thing to have.
Yeah, definitely. Without judgment.
Yeah.
That's really key, though. Like,
someone
keep
who
you grounded
knows you
without judgment.
Someone who knows you has known you for years. I know a lot of people don't have that privilege of like, I'm lucky I've had the same friends for years, pretty much. I say like 6-7 years when I met my new bunch of friends, like after trying to figure out getting out of a relationship and then moving to where I am now and then finding and discovering old friends that now know me.
Yeah.
Fully. And you're the same now, they're your friends as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I like to think so.
Absolutely.
I hope they think so too.
Well, they do. But
I tell them all the time when I'm drunk, so
God,
they should know.
When we get drunk, I wonder when we're going to be able to get drunk together again.
I don't know. I've got this idea that Boris is going to lift the tight restrictions tomorrow, and everyone is just going to start just having parties, having people over, just like taking it too far. I mean, I'm really worried they're going to lift the restrictions too early. I know some people out there really want to get back to work, really worried about how they're going to make money for their family, and my heart goes out to you. But personally, this is just me saying what I'm saying, I think they're going to lift the restrictions too early.
And cause another bad wave.
Yeah, personally, that's what I think.
I nipped out there because I like to get a drink before this podcast starts. I nipped out there today, and it's the busiest it's been. Not in the shop necessarily, just around and about.
Yeah.
People are getting real relaxed now.
Next door, they've been gone for the entire lockdown. They're students, they went back home to their homes. They're all back today. And they've even got mates round at the house. Like, it's
it's a bit stupid, but like, yeah, we can't. Like, I understand the economy has to get going again at some point, else we're really going to have a bad recession. It's just, and I wouldn't like to be the government, to be honest. We give the government shit, we do, and rightly so, a lot of the time. But I mean, this is a situation which we haven't found ourselves in ever. No. So how can we? I don't know. I wouldn't like to be the government right now, but I personally think you can't. You have to be really slow about lifting it. We're like the second highest like death rate in Europe, right? 30,000, probably pushing nearly 40, maybe. I don't know the numbers. I've been trying to stay away from it, but I don't think you can lift it too. So you got to be really careful. So you don't want another wave coming through again. You don't need that crap.
Well, if you open up, people go mad. You lock down again. It's just going to have a worse effect.
I was listening to Joe Rogan the other day. And
we're very serious today, aren't we?
I know, it's a serious podcast, but you can't really, you don't know what you're going to get yourselves into. You can't really force these things. Just one of these serious podcasts. Maybe next week will be really silly.
Okay.
But I had, like, on Joe Rogan yesterday, like, the capacity of hospitals around the US are still at, like, only 30%. Like, a lot of them. They're not even that full. I mean, New York's bad, obviously, because of the...
Isn't that because people can't afford to go?
That might be a factor, but like...
the cost of healthcare.
Elon doesn't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, no, you said that yesterday. We were watching the Joe Rogan podcast with Elon Musk. It's so interesting.
His Neuralink sounds insane.
Yeah, but yeah, he did say it, didn't he? He didn't think it's a big deal.
He said, well, I would disagree with him on some points. I do think it's a big deal, but for different reasons. He was on about the death rate being a lot. Like, he said a magnitude of 10 times lower, maybe 50 times lower than what we're actually saying. He seems to think, the death rate is not even that big. But my argument against it is, like, it's not about the death rate. It's about how many people it affects, like, stealthily. As in, like... the incubation period then moves on to people that are more vulnerable, which in my opinion makes it more deadly than a lot of other viruses out there because of the amount of people it infects, which is madness. But I don't know.
Plus as well, we keep hearing
he's a very
all sorts of mad
person.
Stories, like
we're starting to hear more and more stories. COVID toes is a thing.
A friend's colleague who got COVID got COVID toes, which is apparently a thing. It's called blood clots on the toes. Somebody else told me their friend is a nurse at a hospital, and they were seeing people coming in with like a strain of coronavirus, which caused blood clots on the lungs. And you're just like, I don't know whether it's always a friend of a friend. It's never someone I know. But there's just loads of weird little things drifting around, like coming out of the hospitals about these blood clots on the lungs and blood clots in the toes, COVID toes. You just wonder what to believe.
Well, it's hard.
What information is right?
They were talking about this on Joe Rogan as well. Like, where they said, where do you think is the best like the source of information? Like, most honest, what's your go-to like source of information that's honest, no bullshit? But this is shown, the COVID has shown, like, you know, there's not anywhere where you can specifically get your news. I know a lot's unknown, but there's a lot of agendas out there pushing different stories, and it's just a fuckfest trying to get to know what is the actual news out there, what is the actual like real facts and data. We're not going to know until years, I think, years after the fact.
Well, Trump's still trying to say that it was, he said he's got it on very good authority.
I've got it on good authority.
That it was a thingy in Wuhan. It was from the, what's it called? The lab.
Well, you know, there's some validity to that argument, though. Apparently there's a lab in Wuhan that tests like really crazy strains of viruses and stuff like that got leaked. I mean, there are some validity to that, and also there's definitely some validity against the Chinese, right, holding back numbers and data. And then you hear the World Health Organization like kind of like being lenient towards China as well, like not really giving out the relevant information. So who fucking knows? We can only affect our inner circle. Yeah, we know. Well, you know someone who's died from suspected COVID.
Yeah.
So we have to say suspected because we don't know. But this is another argument Elon Musk said. He said someone could, die from a shark attack, and he could have COVID, and they report it as a COVID death.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He said, like, that's a good point. Where I was like,
someone could die from a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. And
have COVID
and they report it as COVID.
Exactly. So it's like, it's hard. That's why, again, the media is not to be trusted. And I think the Sun as well. You seen the Sun reporting?
I don't read the Sun.
Well, I heard this from a friend. They said it's sick. Like, the newspapers are really encouraging this lockdown to end by reporting, saying like, Freedom Sunday, we're going to get free. They don't know.
No.
But they're pushing this, and then that's really susceptible people that buy the Sun. The kind of people that buy the Sun, like, oh, it's going to be end the lockdown Sunday, and then they get more lax, and now you're seeing more people out the street. You're like, it's not over yet. We don't know. You see, Google have said they're going to be working from home. Yeah. All their workers will be working from home into 2021.
Yeah.
Fantastic. If you can.
It's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. If you can
work from home, fucking stay at home.
Yeah, if you can. I understand a lot of people can't. It's like my job, for example, can be done completely remotely.
That's the thing. That me and you are in such a privileged position, though, because we can work from home. We don't have any kids. There's not that many obstacles in our way.
It's not lost on us.
We're both in key industries, so we both have to keep working.
Yeah.
So we're still getting our full pay. We're still working from home. Like I said, no kids, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. And
God, I hope there's not anybody listening out there who's like, I don't fucking have a job.
I know.
You know what I mean? There probably is.
Of course. Well, I say of course
it's not lost on us, though, that we are in a very privileged position.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
It's not lost on us.
Not at all. And I do understand there's people who just can't wait to get back to work, to get away from the kids even.
No.
People who are super, super vulnerable, but maybe live with someone who has to work. And the difficulties that causes, like people coming in, if you're a super vulnerable person, but your other half has to still work to bring in the money or because they're a key worker. It's just so difficult.
Crazy.
All I know is that the position that we're in and the opinion that I am privileged to have, which is I'm going to stay at home for as long as I can.
Yeah. Touch wood. This brings me segueing onto another subject that I want to bring up. That's it's not lighter, but it could be funnier.
Okay.
So me and you have a constant debate and an argument. I want to know, other people's opinion on this is like death. So
how is this going to be funnier?
No, listen, hear me out. Me and you have this argument all the time about keeping yourself in an urn or keeping pets in urns. Yeah, you're laughing, ain't you? Because you know where this is going to go. Yeah. And I'm going to set my stance out there straight away. Like, I don't think you should have a fucking urn in your house with someone's body ashes in it. Whether it be a pet, whether it be your nan, your gran, your mum, your dad, your lover. Just why it's the weirdest thing to me to have a fucking urn with a burnt body in it. And you say, well, it's him that's in there, or that. Oh, that's our lovely dog in there, and we're going to keep him forever. It's a corpse that you burn into an urn. My mum is insane, in my opinion. She has she has all her animals. She got like 3 fucking urns. She has, is it 3? No, she has Barney and Lara, which is the dog and the cat that we used to have. Just there. And even as a kid, I always thought that was weird. Even as a kid, I remember opening the urn and having a look inside. Right, you're freaking out now.
I'm not freaking out.
Yeah, you are. You're looking at me really weird.
How old were you?
Why is that weird, Leanne? Look in it.
Because it's about the memory.
Exactly.
But having that physical thing in the house is like, they're still close to you. They're still a little bit there.
So let me open it and have a look inside.
Fine. Okay.
No, now you're changing your stance because you looked at me completely weird, as if to say, that's weird, you looked in a dead body's urn. Yeah, it is weird.
No.
And it's weird to have it.
What were you going to do with it? Do you just want to see what it looked like?
Yeah, well, as a kid, I was curious. Like, when Lara died, or Barney, it was Barney first, actually, and I was a lot younger. I must have been about 11, 12, I think, around there. And I was just curious, and I just opened the urn and looked in, and I remember just seeing grey ash and going, putting it back. And I remember thinking how weird it was even back then, going, why do we burn people and keep... Right, burning people, I agree with, because I think taking... one, I don't want to be buried alive. If I die, I want to be cremated.
I don't think anyone wants to be buried alive, do they?
You hear stories, don't you? Just random stories of people being buried alive, and it's scary. So I definitely want to be cremated, one. Because one, that doesn't take up, space on the earth. Like, I don't want my body to be in the ground and taking up, 5'8". Even a casket's a lot bigger.
I agree.
Just a small took me anywhere. I don't give a fuck. When I die, I go, do what you want with me. I don't care. That's my body. It's gone. It's the memory that lives on, like you said. But, like, to be put on someone's shelf and a mantelpiece? Nah, fam. Not for me.
I told my dad the other day that I was going to put his ashes in a rocket and shoot it into space. And he looked at me like I was gone out, like, really? Why? Yeah, do what your dad wants. Except for keeping him on the mantle. I can't do that. I said that you're asking me to do too much. Okay, so I suppose it's a bit weird that I do find it odd to have human remains in the house.
A burnt human remains in the house.
I do find that odd. But I don't find it odd to have cat ashes in the house or dog ashes. I don't really know why. I can't explain it to you.
Let's unpack it.
I'm going to have to think about it, why I find that strange.
You've had quite a lot of time to think about it.
I haven't. I've not thought about it.
Don't let me sway your decision.
You're not swaying my decision. We're getting Monts and Bosie put in.
No, we're not.
In little.
If I have anything to do with it,
little urns.
I would find it less weirder.
And I want them in the house so I can just pat them sometimes and go, oh, it's my little tinies.
It's not your little tinies.
It is my tinies.
Nope. Your little tinies are walking around.
Remember when we were talking to your dad over dinner once? Sorry, I'm going completely off topic. And we said that we were going to bury him in a fetal position with his bum facing up and put a seed in his bumhole. Then he laughed. He was laughing, talking about we'd turn him into bum trees.
Bum trees. And then he just like laughed. My dad is like, 76, 77, I think?
Yeah.
And he still giggles like...
He giggles. It's really
just giggles
cute.
about bum trees, and I was laughing, man, and it was just funny. It was going on about bum trees.
You turn me into a bum tree?
You're going to turn me into a bum tree? My ass is going to stick out the ground. I'm going to be a bum tree. Yeah, that's the name of the episode. Bum trees.
Bum trees.
Yeah, but so you don't know. So you don't have any more info why you think that's weird.
I'm gonna have to think about it and get back to you because I can see why that's unusual. That I don't think it's. I would feel really uncomfortable having human ashes in the house, but I don't feel uncomfortable having animal ashes in the house. No idea. Maybe a bit deep down, I think that. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I have to think about it. But we're getting Monts and Boast in little urns.
Right. So can I burn them?
No.
Why not?
Because we'll get them burned properly.
What's burnt properly? How do you burn something properly? I'll do it in the back garden if you want it.
No.
Why not?
Got to burn them properly.
No.
Take
How?
them to the cremation shop.
The cremation shop.
Yeah.
Right, we just waltz on in the cremation shop and say, burn our animals, please.
Yeah, so unfortunately we've had a terrible time. Please
burn them.
Help us out.
I would find it less weird, and still this is fucking weird, to have them taxidermied.
I don't want that. Oh, no, that's freaking me out, actually. I'm just thinking about it. It made my leg twitch.
I'd find it less weird.
It made my leg twitch.
At least you're not burning them. You're just taking out their innards. Then.
I'd be worried like he was going to come alive and chase me up the stairs or something and bite my ankles.
What, like Pet Sematary?
Yeah, like Pet Sematary.
A great film.
That film freaked me out.
Come Back Evil?
Yeah, Come Back Evil.
But that's never going to happen.
You burnt him on a barbecue in the garden. He didn't like it.
All right, if you believe that, you might as well believe like when you get him burned and cremated, that his ashes are going to morph together out the fucking thing, and then his spirit was going to haunt you because you kept his ashes in the room.
You're freaking me out.
Yeah, because I don't want burnt animals in our house, Leanne.
I'm sorry, they're going to have to go somewhere.
Yeah, in our memories and live on there.
No.
I think it's a crutch for people that can't let go. And I think it's very healthy for you to let go and move on and still be happy with the memories that you have of them. Just
because you've got that doesn't mean that you haven't moved on.
You have to. I don't think you ever fully move on, but like I think having the physical...
I think you do, even if you've got that or not.
I don't think you ever move on.
If you can't move on, you'd be stuck in a stage of grief, and I think it would have serious like repercussions for your mental health. You have to move on. You have to go through the stages. You have to come out the other side and say, right, I'm moving on with this. And
I don't think a healthy stage is to burn your animals and keep them. I've still got them.
I don't know why you thought this would be funny.
There has been funny moments. What about literally burning animals and then keeping them in the house? And then you said take them to the burning marketplace, whatever you said.
The burning shop.
The burning shop. Yeah. Jesus.
When I go...
Right, here we go.
I want to be taxidermied.
How?
Well, it's just human taxidermies, I'm sure. Or mummified.
In what position?
Like, you know when you get like down by a car and you're like that?
Right. What, just like leant down and just like...
Yeah, like that. Like.
Yeah, for people who can't see it on the video podcast, she's trying to be gangster and leaning down with her left hand under her chin. Whoa. Her right hand doing some kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
So you want to...
And I want to be put by the front door. So as people walk in...
Jesus.
They have to anoint me.
What do you mean anoint? What's that mean? Like when you...
Get some holy water, and not holy water, just any old water really. And they got to anoint me and just on the head. Or just give me and I was going to say a kiss on the head, but I wouldn't do that.
You'd be deteriorating.
I wouldn't. I'd be
taxidermied.
I'd be mummified.
And what?
Just a gangster mummy.
Out the front door. You're a fucking idiot. Outside the front door, like, yo.
I am so brown, and with this gold chain and this Hawaiian shirt on, I look like I should be selling coke in Miami.
Yeah, that's definitely a coke shirt. By the way, for the audio listeners, we're both wearing like floral cocaine seller shirts.
Was that racist? What I just said? I look Cuban.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I look Cuban. Well, you've always looked Mexican-y. Like Spanishy kind of. You've always looked that kind of like way.
Especially with the tan.
Whoever's like not seen Leanne, she looks like Teresa Taco from.
I do.
From Sausage Party, the film Sausage Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Google
when I've got
Teresa
my going
Taco.
out makeup on.
Yeah. You do look a lot like
Teresa Taco. I look like a lesbian taco.
That's one sexy taco though, I've got to admit.
She's got them good legs.
I'd slide my meat in that taco.
Oh.
Yeah, boy. Oh. Fucking. Oh.
She's a lesbian. She wouldn't be interested, mate.
Well, she'd be interested in this. I'll turn her straight.
Would you be a Frankfurter?
I'll be the Brunheig.
Brunhig.
Brunhig. It's a type of sausage.
Oh, is it a big beast?
It's quite a long and I don't know. We're gonna have to Google it. No, I can't be bothered to Google it. Just Google Brunhig.
It's pretty much big beast sausage. If we were to turn all of our friends into foodstuffs, what would they be?
God, you can't just lay that question. That's going to be off the top of my head. You're a taco.
Yeah, I'm happy to be a taco.
What am I? Am I Sunday roast?
No, it has to be like one Yorkshire pudding.
A type of you just one
thing.
item
it
of
just
food.
Has to be one thing. You're Aunt Bessie's frozen Yorkshire pudding.
I'm a frozen Yorkshire pud.
Maybe. No, I think it has to be more English than that.
Why? I'm not very English, am I? I'm like, really fucking no. Oh yeah. I think I'm like a burrito.
You're doughy.
I'm doughy and I'm meaty inside.
No.
And I taste delicious.
No. You're like a meat donut. Does such a thing exist?
What?
Does such a thing exist? A meat donut.
That's another possible name for the podcast. You're like a meat donut.
Yeah.
That sounds vile. So you mean like
intriguing?
What do you
like? Do I want it?
A meat donut. I mean, I'm thinking like of a donut like outside, so not pastry, but what is it called? It's not pastry, a donut, is it? Are you with us?
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you staring at yourself? I'm going to minimise that.
No, I'm not staring at myself.
Leanne's
I'm just thinking I look too brown.
It's fine. Chill. So a meat donut.
Yeah, meat donut. That's
Please
what you are.
explain to me what a meat donut is in your head.
Mincemeat in a like a sweet donut.
That
batter.
sounds vile.
But like one of them, like a big boy.
Yeah.
Big boy, like that.
Yeah.
There's no hole in the middle. It's just a big boy donut, but
With
it's filled
inside.
with mince and gravy.
With sugar on top.
With sugar on top.
My God, someone make that.
A meat donut.
I'd think that would be very confusing to eat.
I think that Swaz is a pink wafer that's 2 feet long.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
He's a lovely little pink wafer.
Your friend, if you can imagine him, is quite tall. He's got a belly on him now.
Tall and fabulous.
He's in a relationship and a very happy one. He's getting like relationship chubby again. If you listen to Swaz, I saw your story. He is though. Did you see the things like he's got like 2 things on his nipples? No. Did you see that his story?
I didn't see it.
Him and Tash are like they're like in the garden. And he's like, it's like Skegness summer, and he's got his top off. He's got his little belly out, and he's got like 2, I think it's, strawberry slices on his nipple.
That sounds pretty classic then.
I don't know for the rest of the group. To be fair, the podcast doesn't know the rest of the group, so it's not.
That is true. They'd have to be introduced at some point.
They'd have to be, yeah, at some point.
Maybe
I think I'm recording a podcast
maybe
with
for
Matt
every
tomorrow.
single guest that comes on, they have to pick a food stuff.
That's a great question.
Every single guest.
What if you were? They would have to ask. I'll have that question for Matt tomorrow. Actually,
yeah,
I'll put that down. I think we're having Matt on the podcast tomorrow.
Is there a 2 podcasts this week?
I don't know when I'll upload it. I think I might make it a little different. I don't know.
Okay.
Not too sure how I'm going to.
I think that'd be good.
Manage it.
Matt'll be a great guest. He's funny. Really funny.
Yeah, so if you listen, at some point there's going to be, he's a barber that finds himself obviously not in work at the minute and is starting a YouTube channel, how to cut your hair at home.
It's called Barber Therapy.
It's called Barber Therapy on YouTube. We're going to interview him. Well, I'm recording it tomorrow. I don't know when that's going to be released. Hopefully, touch wood.
He has to pick a food stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody does.
For themselves.
For themselves.
I think I'm a burrito, honestly.
Nah.
I'm meaty, doughy.
Sorry.
You think I'm a meat donut, and that
You're
doesn't
a meat donut.
exist. You're a taco.
Yeah.
You're a crunchy.
What's inside the taco though?
I don't. For the
Is it a
love of
normal
God, it's
taco?
not. It's not turkey mince because whenever you make that, I'm so miserable.
Turkey mince taco.
It's fucking miserable. Turkey mince is miserable.
It's delicious and it's good for you.
It's just not. It just.
And it doesn't give you horrendous farts like beef mince does.
You had. We had. What did we have? Enchiladas. I said I felt terrible. I ate too many enchiladas. I ate 4 of them, and I felt horrible. And I was just laying on the sofa farting. You was as well. You was doing horrible stink farts.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Yeah, I was like, Christ. And we was watching Sex in the City.
But I was wearing a dress, so they were like
just wafting out.
Wafting around the dress. So everywhere I walked,
Fantastic.
they'd come out.
It's the peak of relationship, people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you can't fart in front of your other half and it tonks and you laugh about it.
Yeah.
What was we laughing about? That's what I said at the start of the podcast, wasn't it? Where you were just making songs about. If you don't get your dick out my ass, I'm going to shit on it.
I was making songs up. I was going, if you don't get the out of my ass, I'm going to shit on it. I'm going to shit on it.
That was from Sex and the City.
It was from Sex and the City.
Is it like
Samantha was shouting at 3 pre-operative transsexual hookers, and one of them shouted up the window to her. I said to him, "If you don't get that out of my ass, I'm gonna shit on it."
Which is fantastic. I laughed for a solid 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that. That's a fantastic phrase to say. If I was ever gay, that's something I'd have to steal.
I think even as a writer, whoever wrote that bit wrote it and pissed themselves laughing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a great writing. There's some great writing on that show, Sex and the City. Actually,
there was some great writing. There was some terrible,
and a
writing.
lot of more. And we say this about my logs last week, where I was going on about my inner monologues when I got dumped, and it was very cringy. But a lot of people actually watch Sex and the City in the 90s. Yeah. My friends openly admit, I watched that. I was like, what? Yeah, same here. It was like the show to watch in the 90s.
Well, it was just so weird.
I think it was an excuse to watch a little bit of boob as well.
It was so weird to see something that explicit on TV.
The 90s had especially Channel 5 though. For anybody not from
the 90s. Have you been watching old 90s stuff recently?
No,
I have. It's been so nostalgic and wonderful.
Yeah, but the 90s had weird Channel 5 program. What was it called? With that French guy. Eurotrash. It was on late at night.
And you'd come in.
You put it on I'm going to see a boob today on Eurotrash. And you was always for anybody who's not from England, Eurotrash was this weird. God, how would you describe it? Talk show.
Utterly bizarre.
/ It was hosted by a French guy.
He was Eurotrash. You couldn't figure out where he was from, but he was definitely from Europe. If you know that accent. So, and what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a little bit of fun. How about the weather? And it'd just go over to some woman that just had her tits out, and she'd be going schminky, pinky, bang, bang.
That's from the Fast Show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and you was always excited when you was a little teenager. Scotchio. That's also from the Fast Show.
Yeah.
But you'd always be excited as a teenager because you might see a bit of boob late at night. And the button was always ready on the remote. If my parents come in, I'm like, oh shit, and turn it off.
Yeah.
But it's always late at night. I seem to remember recording Eurotrash on a VHS tape. Just,
Great times.
Fantastic times.
When I was younger, one of my favourite things to do with my friends was to make fake radio shows on tape, because I had a little dictaphone thing. And I used to be the host, all the guests, the guy who did the weather, the person who did the travel.
That's cute and sad at the same time.
Really cute, but so sad.
No, it's cute.
I wish I had those tapes. I'd love to listen.
Do you
back
remember,
to those.
you're on about dictaphones? Do you remember the Home Alone dictaphone that everybody wanted?
No.
God, you don't remember that?
No, not at all.
No, you record yourself.
God, is this all the stuff that we wanted to talk about?
We always do this though, but it's always stuff to fall back on. Dictaphone, Home Alone, Talkboy tape. Oh my God, they still sell them on Amazon.
How much is it though?
Look at that! Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
And how much is it?
I'd love that. I don't know. It says see or seller, so the range of it's a collector's item now, $141.98. So it's a little. If you just Google Talkboy tape. Home Alone, seen in Home Alone. He used to have it in Home Alone. And that little speaker used to flip out. It looks so aged now. And you used to record yourself. God. I'd love that thing. And they're ranging from about 100 quid. 141 pounds apparently.
Oh, it looks great.
It looks great. I'd love to have that just in the background here. A Talkboy tape.
It looks fantastic.
I was obsessed as a kid with owning one of these, but instead I got one of those little, the rectangle dictaphones. They had mini tapes in them. You used to record. Yeah, that's a very good point. A lot of kids, I did that as well. Used to record stuff on a dictaphone before video.
Yeah, you just used. Yeah.
And then when video came out, I'll never forget my first video camera, a Mustec. is a Mustang DV camera from the 90s. God, I bet they make new ones now. Let's have a look. Yeah, there they are. Look.
Yes.
Look at those horrible things. Type in Mustang DV camera in Google Images, and then I used to have that. Oh, God, what was the...
I used to have one that was like it, but it was much bigger.
3.0 megapixels.
Oh, shit, baby.
Shit, son. Boom.
Did it have a built-in speaker?
Oh, I then upgraded to this, the Mustang DV 3032. I remember that specifically. I remember we used to
3.1 megapixel camera.
Oh. I mean, it's not all about pixels, by the way. I'm getting geeky here, but... It isn't. But yeah, I remember I used to plug that in for your USB and used to get all my footage off it.
That really quality, well-known brown Mustang.
I bet Mustang is still, Mustang now, it looks like they're coming out with the 9300s. God, we're getting geeky. Let's not go into this. Why not?
Because it's a bit boring, isn't it?
Well, we're nearly wrapping up. We're at an hour.
Are we?
Yeah, mad, isn't it?
God, it goes so fast.
Especially when we're having fun.
If you don't take that out of my ass, I'm gonna shit on it.
Very nice. I think we should wrap it up there.
Yeah, it's a great place to finish.
So it was a bit of a serious one today, wasn't it?
It was a bit serious.
But that's the point of a podcast. You can't just be like silly all the time. Silly times.
I do enjoy being silly though.
I do. I think it's more entertaining when it's silly.
Yeah, me too.
But you say that, but then, you find some people gravitate towards these kind of podcasts and actually say, well, I enjoyed that one. And you don't think it'll do well. I remember doing one of these podcasts thinking it'll do well and it didn't. A lot more people listen to another one. Yeah, it's strange. You never know what's going to take off.
No, definitely not.
Keep burping.
Ew.
We won't get into that
Disgusting.
debate again because that was like episode 1 debates.
That was.
Thank you for listening, guys. Yeah, that was episode 7. I appreciate you. Remember, if you are listening to the podcast on iTunes, rate and review us. We're on Google as well now, by the way. I didn't think we could get on Google Podcasts, but we are. Thank you for the 100 downloads as well. That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's nice to know 100 people have listened to us. And
is that 100 different people?
I don't know. I don't know how
or
it
just
works.
100 listens?
Well, it's 100 downloads. That's what it says of the podcast across 6 episodes.
Well, whoever downloaded, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And as well as my YouTube subscription is rocketing up at the minute. It's crazy.
That's really good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to release more videos.
Dave's going to make more videos because he's got a few days off.
I've got a few days off now. I'm going to relax, make some videos and really knuckle down and try and get this lifted. But anyway, thank you very much for listening to episode 7. Appreciate your faces.
Bye.
Rate and review us on iTunes. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel Voorny VRNY and follow me on all social medias. Like I'm Voorny on everything. Just Google me, Twitter, Instagram, VRNY. That's Voorny VRNY. Thank you very much. Goodbye from me.
And bye-bye from me.
Thank you.